Alright, so this is our final tutorial on animating this epidural hematoma. So this is PowerPoint tutorial number 4. And again, this is what it is that we're shooting for. Like I said, I love to run this thing. Never get tired of that. Alright, so we've done a couple things so far. We've drawn a baseball, we've drawn a brain with a skull and a dura, and of course we've also drawn an epidural hematoma. So now what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to put all this stuff together, and we're going to have to animate some things. So let's go back to our animation slide right here, and what I want to do is go to animations, custom animation, and you can see that another box opens up here, and you can see that there are all these different animations that we've got. So let's go ahead and try to animate some of this stuff. So let's go ahead and go to the next slide. Okay, here I've got our baseball, and here I've got our skull. So and brain, obviously. So let's go ahead and just move the baseball up against the skull like that. So that looks, I guess, a little bit like that. Let's go ahead and move this up a little bit. And what I'm doing is I'm using the arrow keys to move this baseball around. Okay, and is this in a reasonably good position? Let's look there. That's not too bad. It could stand to be over to the left just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and right click on this thing, go to size and position, click on position here. Okay, that's the wrong way, so let's go like this and like that, and let's go ahead and change this to say 2.98. That's not too bad. Okay, so the next thing we're going to have to do is animate this this baseball. So we're going to have it come in from somewhere, and so we go ahead and click on it. Excuse me. Then we go to Add Effect. And we go to Entrance. Okay, so we're going to have it fly in. And the default there, you can see, is to fly in from the bottom. But what we're going to have this thing do is fly in from the bottom left. Where is that? There it is, bottom left. Okay. Then we're going to have this thing fly out also. Add Effect, Exit, Fly Out. And we're not going to have it go to the bottom because that wouldn't be a reasonable thing to do. Let's go ahead and have it fly out to top left. Okay. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. So it flies in. We have to click again to have it fly out. We don't like that. We want it to go automatically. So I'm going to have this thing start after previous. Okay. Bang. Good. That's not that convincing. So let's go ahead and add another effect to this thing here. Let's go ahead and select this thing, Add Effect, and how about we have it spin? That's kind of lame. Medium. We don't want to do medium. We want it to spin very fast. How are these going? Are these going very fast also? Good, they are. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move this spinning up to here, and I'm going to have it go at the same time. Okay, now let's see what that looks like. That doesn't look too bad, but it's going to have to spin on the way out too, right? So let's go ahead and left click on the on our baseball. We'll have Add Effect. Okay, Emphasis, Spin. Again, that's kind of lame, so we're going to change that to very fast. And we want the spinning going on at the same time. Start with previous. Alright, now let's see how that looks. Not bad. Alright, so we're pretty happy with the way that our baseball is looking. So now obviously we want to get our skull and brain to do something kind of funky for us also. So we want to add an effect, and what we want to do is we want to have it spin, but of course we don't want to have it spin 360 degrees. What we want to have it do is this is where I'm going to get a little bit messed up, because to be honest, a lot of times I don't remember what to do. So we go to the amount of spin, and let's change it to 20. Hit enter. Okay, now it's only going to go 20. And what we're going to have to do is have it go very fast. Okay. And we're going to want to mess around with some of our effect options. Here we're going to want smooth start, auto reverse, and smooth end. That makes it spin 20 degrees and makes it spin back 20 degrees when you have it reversed. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. Okay, so obviously we're going to have to move our effect here. Let's move our effect for our skull right to here, and let's have it start with the previous also, and let's see how that looks. Oops, that didn't work. Let's see what we need to do. Let's have it start after previous. Let's see how that looks. We're messing up with our baseball here. Let's have that start with previous. Let's see how that works. That's not too bad. Alright, so what are we missing? We're missing our epidural hematoma, so we need to put that in here too. So let's go ahead and go to this slide right here, copy, and paste. So we're going to have this guy appear, obviously, after our baseball has hit. So let's go ahead and select it, add effect, entrance, and let's go ahead and use wipe. Excuse me. We don't want to use from bottom. It's a bad idea to eat peanuts and work on these tutorials at the same time, apparently. So let's use from left, and I'm going to use fast, and I'm going to have this start after previous. So let's see what that looks like. Alright, so we got a couple of problems here. We're still having our old brain appear, and well, that's the main problem right here. So we're going to have to get rid of the old brain right here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add an effect here. We're going to have this thing disappear. So we'll go to exit, we'll go to wipe, and we're going to go from left, and we're going to change it to fast, and we're going to have our we're going to have it go with the previous. So let's see how that looks. Alright, that's not too bad. The last thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to line up our two skulls, our two heads perfectly. So what we can do is we can left click on our intact skull, okay, and then right click and go to size and position. And we see our position is 3.71 on the horizontal and 0.87 on the vertical. And let's go ahead and make our epidural do the same thing. So that was 3.71. And I think it was 0.87. Can always be wrong. Alright. So now I've got the two heads, the one without and the one with the epidural hematoma. Excuse me. Perfectly superimposed, and let's see what that looks like. Ah, beautiful. Anyway, so that's how we do it. So now you should know how to draw a baseball, to draw a brain, to draw an epidural, and then to put all those together and animate them. Good luck. If you have any problems, go ahead and email me. I may not be able to answer your question because a lot of this stuff is kind of instinctual. You have to just sort of press a lot of buttons and try a lot of different times, and it may be difficult for me to answer your questions. What I'd recommend doing is just sort of playing with this a lot of times. Thank you very much.